Welcome to another episode of Comedy Wham Presents with me, your host Valerie, and sometime co-host Miss Purrington. ComedyWham.com is your place to go for features about all Austin comedy. You can keep up with us on Twitter and Instagram at Comedy Wham or on our Comedy Wham Facebook page. And please rate and review us on iTunes if you're listening to this right now. In addition to podcasts, Comedy Wham brings you articles, album reviews, and live shows featuring the best in Austin comedy in all its shapes and formats. Launched in 2016, the Podcast Project brings you funny people and their stories. As a fan, I like to delve into a comic's background and motivations, and will usually take a detour along the way. Consider the interview a way for you to get to know the folks that make the Austin comedy scene one of the best in the country. Today, I'm talking with somebody who's been on King B, The Listening Room, Off Script, Sure Thing, and all of the Austin favorite showcases. This year, he made it to the semifinals of Austin's Funniest Person in Austin. Shouldn't have said it that way, but whatever. I just uncovered a YouTube video from 2013 labeled Your Name Starts Stand Up. And what I can say is,
yuck.
There was talent from the very beginning. Let me say that.
Not.
He is a talented beatboxer, and unfortunately his name is too common for me to get any real good stuff off of a Google search, so I will just leave you with this. Anytime that I see our guest on a bill, I know I'm going to have an amazing time. I think one of the last more memorable times that I saw him, he pulled out a pocket Bible out of his back pocket, and his entire set was made up of Bible verses, and it was hilarious.
It wasn't a Bible. It was a random book. It was just a random book, no verses, and it just I basically read off, had somebody read what I was saying, or read a random page in the book, and then I'll make a sermon off of what they randomly
that's
read.
what it was. That was the twist. That was the twist.
That was, I need to do that again. That was so fun. I like doing that.
He is just the absolute embodiment of fun, and I cannot wait for everyone to get to know more about our guest. Comedy Wham presents our guest, Chris Hills.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. I have an official icebreaker question, and that is one word to describe your past.
One word to describe my past would probably be, I guess, I don't know. My past was like, I don't know, it's kind of like black privilege. That's one word. That's two words. More a little bit privileged, I guess, because I lived in a very nice neighborhood, went to a nice school, and had both my parents in my life, which is something that a lot of people don't get to have at their childhood and stuff. So it was very, very privileged, I guess. Very privileged, but nothing too.
I sense a little bit of gratitude for that too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
But I also would say just a lot of confusion as well. I don't know. Past was very confusing. Confusing time. Didn't understand what was going on. So,
where did you grow up?
I grew up in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Oh, I have an uncle who lives there.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. I've spent a lot of my time there. I was born in Colorado, but when my dad ended up getting a job in Texas, he just moved us all down to Grand Prairie, and been there since we was kids, and then graduated and moved on out. So Grand Prairie.
Very bland.
Yeah, it's actually turning up now. They're building a lot of stuff over there. I went back over there and I was like, bro, why is there like a huge IKEA here? What is this about?
That's right, yeah.
They built like a huge IKEA, like there's like a Walmart there that's like popping. Like usually like Walmarts are popping, but like this Walmart here is just like they had like a grand opening and like it was fireworks and shit going off. It was ridiculous. I was like, for Walmart? So they have a indoor water park in there now, out there now. Like it's like an indoor water park year round. And yeah, they're trying to.
Is that the Wolf Lodge place?
Mm-mm,
it's a different one.
It's a new one. I think it's like the Grand Prairie's like special one that they're trying to get attractions and stuff to come through. And that's like right down the street from where I grew up. So it's like, man, why didn't they have that when I was here? I would have had a better time.
Yeah, for sure.
Nah, I had a good time. It was fun.
Do you have any early comedic memories?
I've always wanted to be a comedian ever since I was like 8.
Oh,
so
one of those.
Yeah. So it was like once that clicked in for me, I really started trying to like tell jokes and act really goofy in class, or like sometimes my mom's when all the family would come over to our house, because at the time we had like the big house. That was like the house to go to in Grand Prairie. 'Cause the family would come through for Christmas and we'd have like a little talent show, and I'd be like acting goofy or have like a little routine or something that I would do. So when it was just like one of those when I was a little kid, it just stuck.
Yeah.
So
what was it though? I mean, at 8, most kids are, I'm going to play sports, or I'm going to, I don't know, something, build Legos, something. But at 8, what was it that drove you to say, this is what I want to be? What had you been watching?
I knew of comedy, but I didn't even know what the word comedy was. But it was a project that I did in my class where they was trying to, have us look up figures of like perfect figures and whatnot. And the person that I got was Bill Cosby. And I just like looked into it, and that's like how I even coined the phrase comedian. I was like, that's how I found out what that was. And then I seen a picture of him doing like stand up, and I was like, boy, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And he looked like he having fun. And prior to that, I was like a huge crybaby, and I was depressed, but something in that, like that whole thing just clicked to where I was like, you know what, I'm going to be funny now. And it just happened. And I enjoyed doing it. I just couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Just being the class clown, and it was Bill Cosby that started it all. And I'm not ashamed to say it.
Nah. I liked it when people feel like what they've, divulged as one of their early favorites, and they feel like, oh, I should be ashamed of this. I always say one of my favorite interviews, somebody admitted that their favorite thing was Garfield. Yeah. That was an inspiration to them. So,
No, it's,
whatever got you here.
Yeah, it's, at the time, I was 8, so that was like, what, 20 years ago? No, not 20. It was like 16 years ago. We wasn't mad at Bill Cosby at the time. Right. So we had books about him and stuff in our elementary school. So
you've mentioned a class clown a couple of times now. Were you recognized as the class clown?
Yeah, a little bit. It really didn't start to really, come to fruition till high school, but like in middle school, I was trying out stuff like falling down for no reason and doing the Running Man. It's just like a lot of physical comedy. I never really like told any like joke. I just wanted to just do something goofy.
Yeah.
To get people to see me, and I would do it. And I think, and I would do it in class, but once I went to high school, I started actually writing shit down. I wrote like songs, and I would like just be making jokes in the middle of, like, a teacher would say something, and I just like make a joke out of the blue, and everybody be like, Chris, or like, shut up, Chris, or something. It was never really, I was just acting a fool, but I never was like voted in as like the class clown because, I wasn't popular. So, I didn't have that little popularity thing. But I say I was the funniest one in the school. And I did a lot of just goofy stuff in school and class and theater and acting and stuff. So
that's actually what I was going to ask next is, were you doing all independent study, or did you actually start taking classes?
Yeah, I started getting into theater and doing a bunch of plays back in high school, and I wanted to do it and I did a little bit in middle school too, but I didn't like do any like stage plays or anything until I was in high school. So, but I loved acting. I loved being able to be somebody else for like 2 seconds and just like be able to like, just be able to just like be on stage and actually perform in front of people instead of like interrupting a class or something or trying to beg for attention. So once I got that first like feel, it was like, all right, yeah, this is it. So.
And were you doing any of the competition type of stuff? Yeah.
I did a humorous interpretation.
Cool.
My piece that I killed a lot was the Colored Museum by George C. Wolfe, and that I don't know if I wasn't as developed as all the other actors, so I really didn't like. I was good at it, but I couldn't like. I get so nervous I forget my lines, or I just like, it was just, I don't know what it was. I just wasn't like there yet for that. But there was this one time where I was just on it, and they didn't even want me to come. It was in Round Rock.
Oh.
Yeah, we had to do it. They didn't want me to come because, it's like a trip.
Yeah.
It's like, we got to take care of this one. And we don't really know if he's going to do anything. And so I was like, please let me go. Please. And I was like, all right, we'll see. And then somebody dropped out and it was like, Chris, do you want to come? And I was like, yes. Yes. And then I went and like got third place.
Nice.
Yeah, I got like third place, and everybody was like, "Oh, what?" And I was like, "Yeah." I put the school on my back for that one competition.
Did you go back? Was it a beginner's luck kind of deal, or?
No, I think I was really getting it. I was really in the groove. I was just like, I really had something to prove.
Yeah.
Because I knew that they didn't, they didn't really want me like that. They always put me in like these weird ass roles and shit. And they never really had me like have any speaking roles. And I was like, or if I did have a speaking role, I was like a fucking Kermit the Frog or like a random ass character or some shit. And so I knew that I just had something to prove. And, when I did it, everybody was like, oh, I could see the shock in everybody's face. And I was just like, yeah, but I already had knew that I was on to something because, the judges, they're not supposed to talk to the students afterwards. But one of the judges kept talking to me about race and shit. And she was really into it. Cause that's what, there's a lot of race stuff on in the book, in the play. So she kept talking to me about race stuff. And she was like, man, you did so good. Oh my God, you did so good. And I was just like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I just walked and I just kind of knew. I was like, yeah, I'm about to win this shit. I'm about to win a trophy today.
So this was humorous interpretation. And is that the one where you're reading or is it memorized?
It's memorized and you have to play like different characters.
Okay.
And it has to be funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, it was, that was a long time ago. That was eons ago. But yeah, that was the one and only time that I actually like did. I did advance a couple of times and like do what I had to do, but it was just, that was the one and only time that I actually like placed in something as far as like acting is concerned. And I was like, all right, cool. This is cool. Now they know. Mm-hmm. And then they made me the King and the Monkeys and the fucking Wizard of Oz, and I was so pissed. I was like, are y'all for real?
Wow.
And then they gave me a trophy for being the best monk. I don't know. It was
hard.
It was dumb.
Oh.
It wasn't like they didn't give me a trophy. It was like, there was like best supporting background actor or whatever, and it was me. And I was just like, for doing the monkey? Like, y'all, are y'all for real? All right, cool. All right, I'll take the trophy.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, high school was fun. I made a lot of friends. But as far as like having to prove myself, it was like that was like the beginning of it all.
Mm-hmm.
So
when I look at your Facebook page, there's comedy, but music seems to be a pretty big part of your life. Are you I know that you're a beatboxer. Mm-hmm. Do you do any other type of music performance?
Soon. I'm learning how to play bass right now. And I'm learning how to play guitar right now. I will have some ideas about like, and I'm connected a little bit with some of the musicians in Austin. And once I be able to get all of my skills and stuff ready, I'll be doing something. I'll be playing something soon. Most likely at Butter and Jam on Wednesday at on 12th Street. Dozen Street is on Dozen Street. Y'all ever go to Dozen Street? It's in the hood.
Dozen Street?
Yeah, it's on East. It's in the East. It's East 12th. 12th of Chicago. Well, if you see a deaf homeless lady asking you for money, you're in the right spot.
All right, let's put a pin in that part because I want to go back to you're finishing up high school. 8-year-old you is still knocking on your brain saying, "I want to be a comedian. I want to be a comedian." What do you want to do when you graduate from high school?
I just wanted to act and just continue doing that and go to college. At the time, I didn't even know if I was going to go to college because I knew my grades was good. But I was kind of like, we'll see. And I ended up going to college. And I was like, yeah. But I think I just really wanted to just like really get into acting. And I didn't start, after I graduated high school, that's when I started doing comedy. Okay. Because you had to be 18. And as soon as I turned 18, I was like, man, I'm going out to these clubs. I'm about to go to the Laughing Hyena and try it out. And my dad, I don't know if he still has it, but the very first time I did comedy, and the very first time I did comedy, yeah, I bombed, but like, it's because it was like 2 in the morning. It was 2 in the morning, and I didn't know to get there early. So, and I signed up, it was like 2 in the morning. Somebody was half asleep. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I've been to one open mic in Dallas. I don't think it was the Hyenas. It was whatever one is in the hotel. And it is a very different creature than the open mic in Austin.
Yeah. I think it's I don't know. Austin's a little bit more open, I guess. I don't know.
There's just so many more that you don't have to ask people to all show up for a 4-hour, 5-hour open mic.
Yeah.
So it's just a different business model. Shall we say.
I think yeah. Also, like Dallas has a lot less comedy clubs and comedy spots for you to do it.
Yeah, and if you're new. If you're new here, you get put at the end.
Yeah.
But if you're new there, you're still getting put at the end, but that's like, that's the 2:00 spot.
Yeah, you get the 2:00 spot and have people, but like I said, I didn't even know like that they even did have that stuff. I was just like, yeah, I'm about to go do this. And I went up there and I got one laugh and I was like, cool.
That's enough.
Yeah. And I was like, and then didn't get any laughs because I think the joke that I had was just way too big. Like I was trying to tell a story about my mom doing something crazy and it was like just too big of a story and I was going too fast. So it was weird. I said Super Saiyan like I watch Like I said something like she came in like a Super Saiyan.
Like a what?
Like a Super Saiyan off of Dragon Ball Z. I ain't even watched one episode of Dragon Ball Z, but I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird time. So after I graduated high school, I was like immediately like, all right, let's finally get this comedy thing going. Mm-hmm. And then got really upset when I found out that 8-year-old girl was doing comedy. I was like, man, I could have been doing this.
Well, she had some coaching and help.
Yeah.
Somebody who was, in the scene already that could drag her
and
along.
I think also my mom didn't want me to do comedy.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how were your parents in this supporting,
my dad, he was cool with it. But my mom, she was kind of like, I remember like when I didn't bring it up, but I was kind of like, yeah, I'm going to do this comedy thing. And she was like, you sure you want to do comedy? Because that's where she's a very Christian lady. She's like, that's where all the people that go smoke cigarettes.
Oh, Mom.
They go smoke cigarettes and drink alcohol. And you think you want to be around those kinds of people? And I was like, I don't know, Mama. I don't know. And then I went to the con club. They didn't smoke cigarettes. I was like, what is this? You lied.
Maybe up there. Down here.
Yeah. No, I mean, they definitely do. But it was just like, oh, man, it's not that bad. Like, you don't know. But, yeah, it was, my mom was like kind of just like a little iffy on it, but then like, she didn't, like, both of them was very supportive, but, my mom was kind of just worried on how that would work out and stuff.
Yeah.
And, I understand. But.
So you said you went to college. You went to college up there?
I went to Navarro College for like 2 seconds.
I don't know where that is.
You don't need to know.
Okay.
It's very bad.
Okay.
It's in Corsicana, Texas for people who care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know where that is too.
Yeah.
I've driven through there. It's about the only
I lived in there.
Oof.
And I did a play there, and oh God. That was I liked the theater department because the theater teacher who ran it, she was dope. And that was like my safe haven. But everything else about it was just Jesus Christ. Everything shuts down at 8:00 except for Walmart. So that'd be the spot to go to that everybody went to. And then on top of that, they accepted everybody. They accepted any and everybody except for the time they had that Ebola outbreak and they told all the South African people not to come. This is a real thing that they did. They said, we're not accepting anybody with it.
Oh, God.
But no, they accepted everybody. And I remember it like it was yesterday. We was touring it, and they was like, and we looked around and we saw this ratchet girl with pink and green hair or something. And my mom, she looks and she asked the lady who was giving us a tour. She said, hey, what's the demographics here? And she was like, it's, what'd she say? It was like 60% white and 30% black. She gave us like the rundown of everything, and she mostly saying, cause she noticed what we was noticing, mostly saying that there's gonna be more white people. And then I accept it. I say, all right, I'm going to the school, and we go to register, and the line is just straight up and there ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but it was like all straight up ghetto black people. And my dad went, oh, Chris, you going to a black school. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. But then it was just really ratchet, and they didn't go to school. They was not going to school to learn. They was going to school to smash and get the refunds.
Oh, wow.
A lot of them, I knew one of them that just literally went to class just so he can get the refunds. And then he would fail all of his classes. And I was like, how did he get accepted here? Like, what was his GPA like? What was he doing in high school? Like, this dude was, oh my God, it was bad. Like, when you could tell when refunds came in, because everybody got the new shoes, the Beats by Dre, people was buying, PlayStations and Xboxes and the new 2K game, they all bought it. It was just, so...
Wait, I'm confused. What's a Okay, I know what literally a refund is, but why in this college context are people getting refunds?
Well, because you know how, like if you get class and like the government will give you a certain amount of money or whatever to take the class or whatever. It's a certain amount of money, and then whatever money is left over, you could just have. Oh. And that's what that was. And you would get, the school give you like a debit card, and you literally get like $500, $600. And you give a bunch of kids $500, $600 a semester. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna, and every day before, like, yo, did the refunds come in? Hey, did we get the refunds yet? Boy, I can't wait for them refunds. I was smart with mine. I didn't buy extra shit. I didn't buy nothing. I just bought food, and yeah, I didn't do anything. I paid for gas. It was like, okay, I don't need a job here. Everything's gonna be fine.
So you went there for 2 seconds.
I went there for 3 years.
Oh.
Yeah, which is like 2 seconds. Cause I try to push that place out in my memory.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I brought that back up for you.
It's all right. I almost got jumped one time.
Jeez.
Oh, that was the fun.
You're gonna have PTSD walking out of this.
I remember that. That was so funny. Cause he had somebody, he called my number. So I got the phone number. He was like, he said something like, "Hey, nigga, where you at, bro?"
Jeez.
I said, "I'm at church." Oh man, that was the funniest thing. Oh my God. And he couldn't get in because he didn't have, oh my God. No, I'm not going to get into that story. We're skipping that. Oh, that was so funny.
So what do you do after 3 years?
And I transferred to Texas State.
Okay, and that's what got you down here.
That's what got me down here. And once I was in Texas State, I was like, yep, this is what college really is supposed to be like.
Yeah. So do you get immediately hooked up with the whole Garrett Buss and his...
I was there before Garrett Buss was there.
Okay.
I was there right before, like, Garrett Buss was there right when I was about to graduate. Mm-hmm. So I was about to join the group. Uh-huh. And then I heard they were sharing jokes, and I was just like, and there's nothing wrong with that because it's a group, you know, let's come up and collaborate on ideas. But I was like, no, I don't want to collaborate with nobody. And so I remember seeing Garrett Buss on campus, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna think about joining this group. But then I didn't.
Yeah.
End up like joining the hip hop Congress with the rappers. And even then I was just like really just focusing on getting done with school and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And did you have any idea when you came to Texas State what kind of a comedy and stand-up comedy environment you were headed into?
No, I just was, I didn't know if they even had a comedy scene. I just was like, okay, I'm going to find something. And at the time I'm just going to try and find something that's like I know they got like a bunch of bars and stuff, so I'm gonna try and just like see. And I think that's where like a lot of major developments of like when I actually started to get really good at it was in San Marcos. Cause I was like, I had everything and I was ready, but like San Marcos was like that, you know, like, all right, this is where you need to, this is where I was like, I don't know, cause you know, San Marcos had just a very small scene.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of just went in and took over for like 2 seconds and then I left.
So how many years ago was this?
This was about 3 years. This is 2015?
Okay.
2014? 2015? Yeah, 2014 through 2017.
Mm-hmm.
But I mainly, once I figured out San Marcos, I was like, all right, I'm driving to Austin now. And, once I went, and it was kind of the same situation with my first comedy. I went to what used to be, it's the Fallout Theater now.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but it used to be called something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there, and I got this girl to come that I liked. And I knew that I was good, but I wanted to, like, not beatbox. That's what I wanted. That was my whole thing. It was like, don't beatbox. Come in with just straight up jokes and go up there and just do it. And I knew that the jokes was good, but I went up there and I laid a huge egg in front of everybody. And luckily, nobody knew except for the girl that I liked and everybody that I invited to the show. So we drove all the way up to Austin to watch me bomb. And
but would they say that? Would they say that if I asked them?
Yeah, they would have said it because
you're funny back in 2013.
Yeah, but I was no, I wasn't even.
There were
there was
nuggets.
moments.
Yeah,
there was moments. But I think I wanted to really change up what I was doing because I didn't want to like beatbox anymore. I wanted to be just like straight up serious, like
serious comedy.
Not serious comedy, no, but like straight up like
committed and focused.
You do like an actual set and not have to do all the tropes. And then that's when I realized maybe the tropes is actually good and it helps out and it doesn't make me look too crazy. So I went to Love Goat. That's when I like met Yusef Roach and stuff. He tried to roast me, but he didn't know who I was. Like, look at this guy. Look at this guy. And I was like, okay. And then I went up there and I beatboxed and did my kind of original set, but with some new shit. And it worked. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I went to the one on, where's that? Off of Cesar Chavez. Cenote. I did Cenote when
probably Courtney or maybe Adam.
Courtney? It was before Courtney. It was Monty. Monty was hosting the show. Okay. And I did that. And then I really killed it then. Cause everybody was like, then that's when I met Mahoney. That's when I met like all the other people. And I just was like, they was like, yo man, that was crazy. Oh, I ain't never seen nobody beatbox like that before. Oh shit. Oh my God. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, that was funny as hell. Oh damn. And so since then, I was like, that's how it got started here in Austin. Yeah. But then I would go back to San Marcos and go to school and do what I had to do. So.
Okay. As you're describing, the experience at the former place, that's now the Fallout, and the couple of open mics and the response that you got, I had a thought that I've often wanted to share with you, that when I see you perform, I just assume that you walked in and whatever you want to talk about that particular moment on stage, you go with it, and you are just that gifted and naturally funny.
Oh, thank you. Sometime in the beginning, that's what I would do. And especially at the open mics, I'll just go up there and just be like, just talk about whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I think I do it a lot more at open mics, but I don't do it I don't do it for like regular shows.
Uh-huh.
But I think that's because when it's like a regular show, I feel like I want to just make sure I get it right and make sure everybody likes what I'm saying. But like open mics, it's like you're free to do whatever you want. And like, I mean, you only got 3 minutes and like, it don't matter. And when I got into that mindset, yo, this part doesn't really matter. I was just going up there just saying whatever I wanted to say. And whatever thought I had from the day of, I was like, all right, I might try that out. And so it was, I think it was just, and sometimes at shows, I would say something very like natural, like just throwing something out there. And I like doing that because it's like, it keeps me on my toes too. And it feels good, get something off my chest.
Yeah. Are you the type of comedian that you record those open mic sets, or you just, what hit, and so you just remember that, and then that's what you take to work on and refine?
I remember it. I can't record myself because if I do, then exactly how I feel about the 2013 video that you talk about, that's how I will feel about it if I hear it. So I just kind of like, oh, that one worked. Cool, I'm gonna keep that.
Yeah.
So, and I remember, it's weird. I remember it. So like, I don't even write my jokes down.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Again, you just don't seem like anybody who needs to write stuff down. I mean, there's all flavors of comics out there. But yeah, like I said, you just seem like words come out, they're funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Exactly how all the jokes that I came up with from like, if you hear my hear my sets now, all the jokes that I come up with is just me just like talking and just, this is the thought that I have. All right, I'm about to just go and try this out. And then I just remember, I don't know how I remember it, but I just remember exactly how each jokes go and know when to say the punchline and just like.
Oh shit, you just blew my mind because you're not writing, you're not recording. It's all up here?
Yeah, I'm not writing or recording. It's all in the head.
God.
So,
jeez.
Because my thing is I remember funny shit.
Yeah.
So I can like remember, that's what had me be so good when I would memorize lines. Like once I got to college, I would memorize this whole paragraph because I knew it was funny. And I was like, oh, this shit's funny as hell. And I know how to make it even more funnier.
Yeah.
And so I memorized, I had this like one line, this whole skit where it was like, not even a skit, it was like a line where it was just like straight up, like full page. And I had to like tell a story and I just went and I did it not really word for word, but like kind of word for word because I know if it's funny, I'm going to remember it and I'm going to remember how to say it over and over again. So that's just kind of how I work.
Wow.
So, I mean, even though it's well thought out, some of like the Jesus could say nigga because he's black joke, even though I have a whole thing, I never wrote it down. I have a whole, and that's that whole thing. I shouldn't have said the punchline, but oh well, fuck it. They won't know it until they come and see.
Right.
But yeah, it's just a weird process that I have when writing. Yeah. It's just not even writing, just thinking.
Yeah. When was the first time you tried FPIA?
First time I tried FPIA was when I first got down here. When I first started doing the open mics and stuff. And Rachel told me to do it. And I was like, okay, I'll try. and she was like, honestly, Chris, you'd probably make it pretty far if you did it. And I was like, for real? She was like, yeah. And so I went, I did the show, and the first time, I think it was like, this is 2014? I believe so. The first time
You've
I
done
did.
5? That would mean you've done 5.
No, because I stopped.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to do it again because I was
Okay.
so upset.
Okay. All right.
I was so upset. I don't need this. I don't need FPIA. It don't even matter. And I went up and the first time, because I was so upset, because I went up there and I straight up, it was a good set.
Yeah.
It was one of the nicest sets that I had. And I beatboxed and I did all this stuff. And I think I might have went overtime, so they disqualified me. But I don't know, because ain't nobody was like, get off, or they didn't sound me off or anything.
Yeah.
So I just like went up there and I did great, and everybody was laughing hard. And I was like, yeah, I did it. And then what made it worse was that the host had me come back up there and beatbox again.
No.
Yes.
Aww.
So I was like, yo, if he had me go up there twice and I didn't even do it, I didn't even like, oh yeah, I'm advancing to the next part. And then
they might not have known that for some reason you must have gone over time. They wouldn't have done that if they didn't have like supreme confidence that this guy's going up.
And I went and Daniel Webb, I think he went after me, and he talked to me afterwards, and he was like, man, when you went up there, I was like, man. Like, he gave me like the most confidence boost because he advanced. I obviously, because he was like, after he went up, I was like, damn, that nigga killing that shit. And
man, that audience must have been wired between your high energy and Daniel's high energy.
Yeah, we was just both out here at the same time, just going at it. And so he was like, man, I thought you was giving me a run for my money. I was like, damn, I thought you did give me a run. But no, I remember that. That was a crazy time for her. But I was upset that I didn't make it. Mm-hmm. And so for like 2 of those years, I was like, nah, fuck FPIA. And I didn't want to I wasn't really, honestly, it wasn't like fuck FPIA. It was more like, I don't want to do it. It's too much pressure. It makes people feel weird. Mm-hmm. Makes me feel some type of way. And I don't want to feel that kind of way for my comedy. It shouldn't be that, you know, I shouldn't have that much pressure. Mm-hmm. But then I went back and I fucked up.
Oh no, Chris, what'd you do? Because
I went back and I had this bit where I talk about a blind lady or whatever, and it was gonna be like the majority of the set, and in the middle of the bit, I just noticed that the bit wasn't even at its funniest part. And usually when I'm up on stage, I kind of just like zone out and just like talk and say my jokes. But I zoned in and I noticed that nobody was laughing. Mm. And when I did, I stopped. And then I forgot where I was at.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, shit, I fucked up. That's what I said I said something like that on the mic, and then I went, well, that's what happens when you try and plan out some shit and you just don't come up here and do what you were supposed to do and just tell your actual jokes. Cause that was a brand new joke. I was gonna do that was like a brand new joke at the time. You know, do your actual jokes. I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's start over. And then I said, I think Jesus was set up by all the disciples. And then everybody just died. And I just went on a like random rant. Uh-huh. That I had no plans at all to do. And of course I didn't advance. But yeah, I took that energy and the next one I was kind of like, just go up there, just say what do the set that you know works instead of trying. And I think that's what has always been a problem was every time that I always failed, I was always trying to do something new instead of just being myself or trying to. So do what you know works, children.
And so that's this year got you to the semifinals with that formula.
Yeah, just doing what I know, and I feel like if I wasn't in my head in semifinals, I probably would have gone a little further. But who knows? Who knows? I was really in my head that day. Mm-hmm. I was trying to calm myself down, but I couldn't. So
there are a lot of lessons that somebody can learn from FPIA.
Yeah, FPIA is a good way to like know where you're at, like in comedy form or whatever. Just like trying to figure out like, all right, what did I do wrong or whatever. So I'm gonna do it next year and see what happens.
Yeah,
see what else I can learn. I don't know if I'm gonna change anything up though. But who knows?
Yeah. Okay, well now we can come back to you're learning these musical skills. Mm-hmm. And are you keeping this universe of your life completely separate from comedy? Or are you thinking somehow these are going to work together? What's your thinking?
Yes and no. Yes to keeping them. I think I want to merge them together as far as like making a comedy music thing. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I got like serious songs that I've written and a lot of ideas, a lot of things that have happened where I kind of got to keep it separate for now and kind of just like focus on just like making the music. And that's a whole new avenue that I haven't even really like touched yet. So I don't want to like try and do too much right now.
What sparked it?
Well, like I've always loved music ever since I was like a little kid, and I've always like enjoyed the funk and all that stuff. And you know, my friend, he had a recording studio. He built his own recording studio, and we would go in, we would like freestyle and rap and all that stuff. And then one day, my other friends, I went to the recording studio, and I was just coming down for like the weekend or whatever, and we went to the recording studio, and I was just like making these dope songs and whatnot. Mm-hmm. We was just making like cool little songs and whatnot, but I didn't know how to play any instruments, so you had the guy come in and play some stuff. But we was just making dope songs, and I was just like just spitting them out. And so eventually I was like, I can do this. This is something I can do as far as like singing and rapping and all that stuff. And I got my heart broken by somebody. Hey, turn up. Oh. And what happened was, usually at that time, I would be like depressed about it, and then and then I'll just go on my merry way, and then I'll go tell a joke about it on stage and be like, I can't believe it. This hoe broke my heart. Because I have done that before. That was the funniest shit. Usually if I'm really upset, I'm like on a whole nother level. But I went up there. No, not what I'm talking about. Oh, but I end up, but because of this one, this girl, I end up writing like a whole EP, like a whole album.
Oh, wow.
And just like and I enjoyed it, and I was trying to figure out like ways like, who can I display my ideas so they can like play the music. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't find anybody to do it, and it's kind of hard for me to network with musicians and shit. And it's just networking in general. So it was like, so I just kind of like, because of that, I was like, I want to play it myself. And I met this guitar player to teach me how to play guitar. And then my blind friend, his name's D Madness. He's teaching me how to play bass. And yeah, we've been working together for a couple of months, and I've, eventually, like I said, we're gonna just go up, and he's gonna have me go to Butter and Jam, which is just like a regular jam session that they have to sometimes they let musicians go up there and do what they got to do. And he's teaching me all the songs, and eventually I'm gonna be able to do that. And hopefully I'll be able to record. I know a lot of people that has recording studios here and stuff, and just be able to record it and just get my shit out there. And I have a little plan. The album that inspired the music tirade that I've been going on, that's going to be put on the back. That's going to be when I make it. So when it gets out there, they'll be like, oh, bro, that's fire. And I get all the samples cleared.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah,
It's got to be a whole big process.
Yeah, so it's going to be a whole big process. But I think I want to, just come out with songs periodic. What I would do is probably come out with songs periodically and random little things, and just do different genres of music other than country, because I won't do country. But just come out with, different genres of music and kind of release stuff. Mm-hmm. And that'll be a whole another form of art that I want to try and get into. But who knows? It's 2020. Who knows? Anything can happen in 2020, guys. But I want to, my goal is to do film work, because I got a lot of film ideas, and do music work, and just do the comedy. That's the main goal. That's the dreams that I have. But I'm still in the learning process, and I'm still trying to figure everything out and learn how to do things. But once I get it, I'll be able to do stuff.
Yeah. Do you ever, given that Austin has so many opportunities for comics, do you ever think about doing sketch or improv?
I tried improv. I want to do a sketch. I want to do sketch stuff, but I don't know who to go to. But improv, as far as improv is concerned, no. Because I tried it. And I was like, man, I got to share my laughs with other people. I got to wait to make a joke. I have to yes and stuff. Sometimes I want to say no. No, this is dumb. I'm not going to be a monkey, or I don't know. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. No, and... So,
but sketch seems if you want to do video work, and I assume you want to do video on and off camera work, sketch seems like that's something that could benefit. But given if you're pursuing this music angle, you're doing your comedy, adding something onto the pile is...
No, adding on to the pile is adding on to whatever creative ideas that you have, And whatever revenue or alleyway that gets you to where you need to get to. I feel like one of these things, the comedy might, but one of these things is going to get me to where I need to get to. And once that happens, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Look at Gambino or Danny Glover. He's out here doing all the stuff.
Yeah.
That's because he had a breakout with his comedy or his thing. So he's singing, making films, doing all of it. So if he could do it, who could say that I can't do it either?
Right.
He made a whole Funkadelic album. That's basically what Awaken My Love is. It's Funkadelic. It's Maggot Brain. He just straight up made a Maggot Brain album.
All right, well, we're gonna start winding down. Is there anything we haven't talked about that you wanted to talk about?
I don't know.
Does Austin get to keep you for a while?
Yeah, perhaps. We don't know. We probably, my lease is gonna be up in July, so we don't know.
Oh.
So I wanna be able to kind of venture back out of Austin a little bit and kind of do Dallas stuff and go back to Dallas, because I know a lot of people in Dallas want to see me do stand up.
Yeah.
And that's never seen me do it. I know that I want to do stuff in Houston, New Orleans, Chicago. Just go all over the place. I want to be able to do a lot of stuff, and maybe if Austin can be a home base where I can come back and just live my life and then go out and do the other shit. But I think that Dallas, Austin. Hopefully everything works out. I want to do a lot more shows here and be able to get people to see me more, and hopefully get on Cap. Guys, I haven't done Cap yet. I really want to do Cap City, guys. So you just hit me up. My email is chrishills24 at AOL.com. I'm not playing.
What about festivals? Are you a submitter to festival things? How do you feel about it?
I like to submit, but who knows? I might just throw in my 2013 since it's so good. I don't know, man. I looked at some of the jokes. I went back and I had a joke where I literally said, I like white women. And old me now is like, Chris, you really said that. You said that in front of a bunch of black women. You did, you have changed.
You have the wisdom now.
Yeah, it was like, what the hell? But I don't know. I might start submitting to festivals and stuff.
You've got that sweet semifinals or prelims FPIA set.
Yeah.
I don't want you to feel like you have to take my advice, but if it's between that 2013 video and your 2019 FPIA, I'm thinking the FPIA one is
the FPIA is the one that I'm definitely gonna be showing everybody. It's on. I think it's on YouTube too. I think I made it public.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That's another thing I needed to start doing is promoting myself. I don't do that. I don't do that. People be asking me like, "Yo, Chris, will you come? When's your next show?" Follow.
I saw that on your Facebook. People writing you saying, "Hey, when can I see you again?"
And I'm just like, "Yeah, man, you just come through to this one if you want to." I'm so bad at it. So that's my goal for this next year is just kind of like doing a lot more for myself as an artist and not sitting around waiting, and also just communicate with people and just be more, just talk to people and let people know about my shows and promote myself and find other alleyways and, start actually doing shit.
Yeah.
So,
do you have any interest in creating a show?
Yeah, I do. I want to create a show where mixing music and comedy together, where the comedians have to basically, they can tell a joke, but they have to sing a song. They have to do a song in front of a live band. And the live band plays for him during that set, and then they go straight into a musical number, and then that's it. And it's gonna be more like a musical show, but with comedians, because comedians, like, sometimes when I sing, I like to joke my way out of stuff. So if comedians could kind of like just joke their way out of singing or whatever, just something cool. Because I want to do that. That would be a dope idea as far as like a show idea that I want to do. But other than that, I don't really have any other show ideas, because everything has been done here. And even this idea is that idea has been done before. Right. So I think everything's been done here as far as like
just putting your signature on it.
I'm just trying to figure. Yeah, I want to be able to figure out how to put my own signature on it and make it to where people will be like, oh, that's the spot to go to. That's the show. That we gotta set our schedule apart so we can do this. So I want to be able to have people to come and actually enjoy themselves and experience something like a Body Rock. Have you been to? There's this dance party where basically like there's a DJ and these two MCs who are a married couple, Shaka and Kidada, and they just basically just like, it's like an energy and it's like a fun little party. And then everybody just enjoy themselves and have a good time. But I want to be able to do that in a form of comedy to where everybody, it's like a really good energy and people can enjoy themselves. And it's something that could just connect people, So, who knows?
Work it out.
Yeah, working it out. Got to work it out.
All right, we're going to wrap up. We're going to, you'll get a chance to do a full promo in a second, but I'm going to ask you one word to describe your future.
So the way I would describe my future would be optimistic. I feel like I might have something that'll make me a little bit more successful in life, so I feel a little bit optimistic about my future. And yeah, that's just basically it. And yeah, that's it. That's my one word is optimistic and shit. So.
All right. Well, that's great. That's a wrap on Comedy Wham Present Chris Hills. Chris,
yay!
Tell us where we can find you on social media and let us know if you've got any upcoming shows. I
got Instagram, which is Chris_Hills. Hills, like the hills have eyes. 24. That's my Instagram. Chris_Hills 24. And my Facebook is Chris Hills. And I'm in a kimono. And I'm looking like I'm a model. But I'm not. I have a hanger in my hand. Because I just put the kimono on. Because I just bought the kimono. And that's it. That's all I have. I don't have anything else.
You don't have Twitter?
No.
Okay.
I tried Twitter. I just couldn't find anybody on there. I was like, I don't want to ask people to follow me. Follow me on Twitter, guys. Follow me. How come y'all not following me? And then I'm limited. And I'm limited to what I can say, and I have to like do like 17 posts or whatever. Also,
what do you mean you're limited?
Well, also that's another thing. I don't post that often, and I don't have much to say in anything that I want to say. I keep it to myself. So, like Twitter, you're supposed to tweet your thoughts and stuff, and I don't. I'm so closed to myself that I don't want y'all to know what I'm thinking. So, I don't have a Twitter, so sorry, guys.
All right, fair enough. Well, thank you for being so open with me today. We hope you've enjoyed learning about how Chris got to be the comedic genius that you heard today, just as much as I have. This has been Comedy Wham Presents Chris Hills. I'm Valerie, and that's been funny. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.